Sant Mirabai was a beautiful princess, okay, and she wrote many amazing poems, many amazing things that even today people enjoy reading. Like most great poets, she had a signature line, and her signature line was "Mere to Giridhara Gopal." So it's so funny how the human mind, the human being, operates in so many dimensions. Whenever Giri calls me or, when we speak, one part of my mind always thinks of Mirabai, one part of me always thinks of Giridhar Gopal. A nice description you did, the ups and downs of your life, how everybody is a hero, and I know you spoke about Mark. Really looking forward to hearing, KG, very appreciative that he's here to hear more about Mark and the things that influenced him. Jamshedji too, right? The kind of nation building, how the things he started, really inspirational. Not just him, his successive generations, the people that are associated with the organizations he created. Amazing impact. What a change in the way Indians are viewed, not just in India, but around the world. It's really amazing the kind of things that he has done, and many of you have said it. Some people have said it on the chat, and Prabhat said, Rohit said, Harish said, right? It's a big blessing to be able to work for that kind of company, which is purpose driven, which has got great values, and which is nurturing for the people in. Only people who have worked in some other companies, only they will know what kind of good luck this is, Sometimes, you have to meet the other kind to really appreciate this kind. And I think you were lucky in that, you had the work hard experience, so that made you really appreciate IHCL even more. We go through our lives and sometimes we meet somebody, we think, oh, this is a special person, It was really nice to meet this person because they come across as people with very high values, they've got very high integrity. They, everything they do seems to be coming from a place that is very well defined on the things they will do. And as Rohit said, things that we won't do, they seem to have very high integrity. They automatically seem to know, ye karna hai, ye nahi karna. This is what my team should focus on. This is what my team should not focus on. So those are things, they come across as basically, people with extremely high integrity. Not only that, when they do even small things or they do big things, everything seems to be done really well. You feel like, Are, acha bola re. Giri, the way he spoke about his life, the way he shared things, not many other bosses have done. Or right from there to how they have done a budget meeting, for example, or how they have handled a big crisis. Nobody knew, somebody would eat something and the whole world would have to change the way they operate. But, right from small things to big things, people with purpose seems to operate at a very high level of quality. Okay. Not that they don't have any, big challenges. They have challenges too. Yeah, they are able to manage it because they seem to be very highly engaged. You talk with them, you feel like, wow, this person has got really good engagement with the events, with the people, with life, and everything seems to have a very strong direction. Sometimes you go, it's very happy that Prabhat has just come back from Varanasi, you said, no? You go and stand by the river Ganges, you're like struck, man. It's majestic, it's broad, it's deep, and it's flowing because it has got a purpose. It's got the purpose of going to the ocean. When I was a small boy, I used to have questions, and I would ask my father, "Ye kya hai, wo kya hai?" Just like kids, right? So one day, I don't know why, I had this big question. We are all alive. Everybody studies something. Everybody earns some money. Everybody, goes to school, has a family, has kids. They grow up. Sabka hota hai, re? So what is the special purpose in life? And most tambrams, like Giri said, boss, acha se padhai karo, get a good job,
That is what we have been told, right? But somehow that particular day, my father chose to give me a different answer. We had just come back from some, picnic type visit to Rishikesh. Okay, beautiful place that also, right? There's a nice, the river is amazing at Rishikesh, very different from how it is in places like Varanasi. So he said, look at the river, you know, it starts from a mountain top, but it rushes, it rushes towards an ocean. You know why? Because it has come from the ocean. Similarly, you have to discover what is your ocean. And if you discover your ocean, just like the Ganges, you will also know exactly where to go. And when you have that, your ability to manage challenges dramatically changes. Like Giri said, I've been truly lucky, very blessed, the kind of people I have met, the kind of people I have worked with. It's easy to look tall when giants are holding you up. So I feel like that. I feel very blessed that way. The people with a purpose, they're able to look at challenges and figure out a way to re-image the future, to reimagine, to re-engineer and change their action. Those are all things which you see in those people. Okay. The biggest thing is you walk into a meeting and you speak with maybe your boss, your teammate, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about the level of the organization. Certain people you talk to, you come out of meeting with them, you feel, Are, ho sakta hai. I can do it. Whatever the it is, you feel happy, you feel confident. You come out of meeting those people, you feel like, ha, ho jayega. Hmm? Not only that, those people who you have spoken with, they appear to be people who are quite the equanimity, they're quite at equal with whatever happens outside because they have some inspiration, something inside. Not only that, they're not lazy. Just because they are contented doesn't mean they are lazy. They're happy, they are contented, but they are in a switch, they can jump into explosive action, whatever is required. Hmm? Sometimes I think some things we can see and hear, like now there's a beautiful Zoom meeting and we can see Giri, you can see my picture, those are things that, we call it pratyaksha. You can see it with your you can experience with your five senses. You can hear, you can taste, you can touch, those are all pratyaksha. But there are some things which are not pratyaksha. And sometimes they have a really big impact on our life. Like simple example, if somebody says, please show me happiness, it's difficult to show happiness. It's an emotion. You have to experience it. However, you can see the external manifestations. You look at somebody, you can say, oh, this person looks happy. This person looks excited. You can see some external manifestations. And sometimes I think, purpose is like that. Some parts of purpose may be easily explainable, written down. Some parts of it you will experience yourself. There is some awareness, some inexplicable joy in which you are leading your life, and all of us make impact. We make impact on our family, we make impact on our community, on the world, whatever it is. Some are more lasting, some are less. Okay. Today, I was going to base a lot of what I'm going to speak on the Ramayana. Feel free to draw inspiration from whatever your spiritual source, right? I mean, he just spoke about the hero's journey. I have read the Bible, it's great. That is from the book of Jonah. Everything is based being on the belly of the whale, the transformation, God giving Jonah direction. Everything is part of the 17 stages of of the hero's journey. Many of my friends here, would joke that, Ramki, if he had been born in a Catholic family, he would have been such a beautiful sermon giver, because I like stories. I like to tell stories, and I believe that all traditions have greatly inspirational stories. Storytelling is an art, and we owe a great debt of gratitude. Today, if so many people around the world, are inspired by the Ramayana, inspired by Rama and Sita, some they did a crowdfunding, for the temple. And it was like oversubscribed, what, 10 times, 20 times, thousands of crores came in all over the world. If that kind of inspiration, after thousands of years of that happening, some prince, some princess, they got married, they went to the forest, came back, it happened thousands of years ago. How many kings, how many queens have lived? We don't care. But this one somehow impacts lives even today. You know who we should be grateful for? Harish, we should be grateful for people like you. Valmiki. If Valmiki was not there, how would we know? How would we know? We would not know anything about Ramayana. It may have been a great event. It may have had many life lessons, but nobody today would be able to draw inspiration unless Maharshi Valmiki wrote Ramayana. Hmm? In the southern parts of India, it's very common for people to do Parayana. We call it a ritual reading of Ramayana as Valmiki Ramayana. In the north, we read Ramacharita Sant Tulasidas, amazing. I'm sure there are so many people who read Ramacharita. Even Sant Tulasidas, when he starts, he says, I am inspired by Maharshi Valmiki and I'm inspired by this great Hanuman. Kavishwara Kapishwarao, he says. That's how he starts his first Balakanda. These great books come in many portions, like the Bible comes, as Genesis, as Exodus, Book of Jonah, and so on, right? Similarly, Valmiki Ramayana comes to us in 24,000 shlokas. It comes in 6 cantos and another one called Uttarakanda. Shat Kandani cha Uttaram. When they are talking about Valmiki Ramayana, many beautiful analogies. Like imagine somebody is going into a beautiful garden. It's very nice. There are so many flowering plants and bushes and trees and so many fruits. And there is a nice river flowing and there are some ponds and there is a beautiful mantapa. There are some nice swings. Everything is there. Okay. In that, there is a beautiful bird who is singing Kujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam. That is how the Ramayana introduces Valmiki. It's like a bird that is singing a beautiful song. When you go into this garden of Ramayana, some people will pick the flowers. They'll be like, "Arey, mast hai, kya mast fragrance hai." Some people will pick the fruits and say, I will go, this mango is so nice, I will eat with my family. Some people will look at the river and they say, pani mein mast thoda enjoy karte hain. Let's walk a little bit or swim a little bit. Different people will pick different things. Somebody may be very technical. They will say, ye soil ka analysis karte hain. Why is this mango so sweet? Maybe it is something to do with the soil. Similarly, people can get many things. Whatever is appropriate to them, they can pick. One of the characteristics of Valmiki is inspired by the story that he has to write. He's been given a task. That is his life task. You have to write the Ramayana. So people went and asked him, what is the story that you're going to write? Everybody thinks it is the story of Rama, But when Valmiki was asked, what's the story? 24,000 slokas you have written. Kiska story hai? So he said, Sitaya's Charitam Mahat. It is the great story of Sita Devi. He is always immersed. He is immersed in his grand thinking. Yah piban satatam Ramacharitamrita Sagaram. For him, it's like a grand ocean. See, oceans have so many treasures, no? So many pearls. So every time he dives into that ocean, he gets some pearls. So he's always diving into that ocean. Okay. You may think that somebody with purpose is going to be highly satisfied. We say, satisfaction is important. I ate a good meal and I was satisfied. Satisfaction is something people hold very highly. But the shloka, it says, Atriptastam munim vande. Tripti. In Tamil, we have a say, we say, I want a patient, romba triptiya irundhathu. I felt very satisfied. But here it says atripta, not satisfied. So you'll wonder, such a grand storyteller inspiring millions today, why is he not satisfied? So our guru used to say, imagine some friends getting together, two families, they're very close. They are met, they're talking. Acha khana khaya ghar mein. The families have eaten also. It's time to go actually, but they want to talk some more. So they chappal pen liya, they have gone to the door and they're still talking. Okay. Then they'll say, boss, boat time ho gaya. Let us go to the car. They went to the car chalu, fir bhi baat chal raha hai. The atrupti. Atrupti, the opposite of satisfaction, is one of the characteristic of strong affection, strong dedication to purpose. जैसा कभी जोक में बोलते हैं ना, when Giri gives higher target next year, or when Chatwalji gives higher target next year, that is because they are very dedicated to the business growth. Anyway, atruptastam munimband. There is a balance between contentment and wanting to do more towards your purpose. That is one of the things we get from Valmiki Bhagavan. Hanuman, everybody knows. Ramayana cannot exist without Hanuman. Even small children, they are very delighted. Hanuman jumped across the ocean. Irrespective of what portion of or what stage of life you are in, people derive great inspiration from Hanuman. Okay, what a blessing, to even think of Hanuman. Lots of people around the world, even today, Sant Tulsidas has written Hanuman Chalisa. So everybody chants Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar Sri Guru Charan Saroja Raja. So that's great inspiration. Millions of people are inspired. Some at a very basic level. Let me build a good body. Even for that, Hanuman is an inspiration. Bajranga Bali. Some of them are inspired because it gives them great courage. Some of them are inspired because it makes them able to do superhuman things. Things they thought they will never be able to do. Jump across an ocean, bring a mountain in your hand. There is a very famous shloka, Buddhir Bala, Yasho Dhairya, Nirbhayatvam Arogata, Ajadhyam Vakpatutvancha, Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. That is the beauty of purpose, When you have a purpose, you just think about the purpose. All the other obstacles, everything seem to be minor compared to what you have set out to achieve. And that's what just thinking of Hanuman provides. The shloka is a big blessing. It is a dhyana for Hanuman. It is a big blessing. It says your brain has to think of the right thing, Even in your Gayatri mantra, which many people chant every day, Diyo yona prachodayati. That means the brain has to get that right spark. Okay. And people believe that some of the inspiration for that spark is within you. Some you need some blessing. Aisa kuch belief hai. Some people have that belief. And that is what this shloka gives. Buddhihi. You get that spark. You are struggling with something. Suddenly it becomes clear what you have to do. You need the strength to achieve. You get the strength. Balam. You do a good job. Then you get awarded CFO of the year for business transformation. Yashas. That is fame because you've done a good thing. Dhairya, resolve. It takes great courage to go and tell your boss that you're doing the wrong thing. Nahi hota hai. Especially not in a very hierarchical organization. But thinking of Hanuman gets there. Fearlessness, nirbhayatvam, good health, arogata. Being able to actually do things without being lazy, ajadyam. Jadyam means being kind of tired and lazy. It's a tamasa guna. Ajadyam is the opposite. Ever ready. Ha kya? Chalo karte hai. Ajadyam. Vakpatutvam. Very important nowadays because all of you know, financial controllers, area controllers, executive committee members, CFOs, you are actually leaders of leaders. You are actually leaders of leaders of leaders. You're not just leaders. There are people who are leading groups. There are people who are leading those leaders. You are leading all of them. Therefore, how you speak, what you model will decide the culture and what your teams actually experience. And Hanuman gives that blessing. Vak patutvam cha Hanumat smaranat bhavet. Many of you who know Ramayana will know this. It comes in 6 cantos, Shat Khandani cha Uttaram. 6 plus 1, 7, 24,000 slokas. Okay. Hanuman appears very late. Birth of Rama is done, wedding with Sita is done, they are governing, everything is done. Almost 13 years of being in Vanavasa is finished. Only then Rama meets Hanuman. Okay, he appears very late. But what an impact. What an impact. So time of some role model entering your life is less important. The impact they have on your life is more important. Hanuman is showing. He appears so late, but can we imagine Rama without Hanuman? Impossible. So much so that there are people who analyze the tattva, the inner meanings of all our actions, all our words, even our thoughts. They have some inner depth called tattva. What is the tattva of this? People who analyze tattva, they say that Hanuman is the prana tattva. He's the life force for Ramayana. That kind of impact he has. Okay. Sundarakanda, which is our ritual reading. Every day we read Sundarakanda. Just like, some people read Sai Satcharit, some people read the Bible, some people read the Quran, some people read Guru Granth Sahib, whatever is your scripture, okay? But this particular portion, because I am familiar, I am speaking about this. It starts with a beautiful scene, okay? It's the southern tip of India, grand ocean. Indian Ocean is there, Bay of Bengal is there, Arabian Sea is there. 3 oceans are meeting. Two samudras and 1 Mahasagara. They are meeting. Anytime 3 bodies of water meet, it's considered very holy. Triveni Sangama, it's very holy. This is extremely holy. And there is a beautiful mountain. Mountain looks great, green, and so many beautiful minerals. Nila, Lohita, Manjishta, Padmavarna, Sita Sita. There's amazing description in Sundarakanda. Okay. But today, you see 2 mountains. You see one mountain, which is Mount Mahendra. On top of that, you see Mountain Hanuman. Hanuman is getting ready to jump across the ocean, and he is talking to all his friends. Okay. He says, you guys have seen how Rama's arrow goes straight, fast, and firm towards his objective. I will follow that example. Yatha Raghava Nirmuktaha Sharashvasana Vikramaha. Raghava Shara. Shara means arrow. Rama's arrow will always find its mark. It will not stop anywhere. It will go straight. Okay. But unlike other arrows, Rama's arrow has a speciality. It will go hit its mark. It will come back to Rama. Magical text. So you should have some magic here. That makes it more enjoyable, right? So he's saying, I will be like that. I will go, I will get my purpose, but I will come back to Rama. Yatha Raghava Nirmuktaha Sharaha Swasana Vikramaha. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what challenges there are. He has ideas. Not that he doesn't know fully. He knows. But he doesn't know the specific challenges that may appear. Even then, he has got so much confidence in his inner resolve. So he's saying, Sarvatha Krita Karyoham Yeshyami Sahasitaya. I will go search. If not Lanka, I'm sure I will find. Somewhere or other, I will find. Okay, that is Manojam. The purpose always exhibits itself as a firmness of your resolve. Not a foolish resolve, okay? We understand. Abhi COVID aaya hai. All our revenue has gone down, profit has gone down. So we are not going to set any unimaginable or unaccomplishable goals. Aisa nahi karne wala hai hum log. Not in a foolish way, but in a very carefully considered way. We will be extremely confident that we will go and meet this goal. That is what Sarvata Kritakaryoham means. Not a foolish hope or a dream, but having nicely understood what is Ravana's strengths, What are the things that we are going to face? In that, he's saying, I'm confident I will achieve this purpose, which is to find Sita Devi. Hmm? The big thing is, what is our mental firmness? Hmm? I'm reminded, like few years ago, IHCL group did capital markets days, right? I think those kind of days are very important to disassociate yourself. Hmm? Praveenji said, no, sit in a stadium and watch. Those kind of things, you're so busy every day. Boss, roज काफी काम रहता है. As a financial controller, the whole operation of the hotel, the profitability, everything depends. You can't take 1 day's break. मुश्किल है, काफी काम है. But in the meantime, are you able to put a space, like in your capital markets day? Are you able to say, after 5 years, if the Time magazine is writing an article about IHCL, what would they say? Can you imagine that? If everything goes well, yeah, there may be problems. We'll figure it out. Okay. That is the firmness of purpose. For us also, we used to do. See, it's very different for me because we started a company, zero revenue. First time we got $100,000 check from one of the clients. All the partners were jumping with joy. Chota, it's a different journey when you're an entrepreneur. Okay, it's easy for me to laugh now. After IPO, after big sale to a French company, I can sit here and joke, but tension hota hai tab. You have to meet payroll. There is no group coming and saying, boss, 30 crores, 40 crores you take. Aisa nahi hai. It has to come from the partner's pockets. And most of us, middle class, tambrams, so it's quite a challenge in that stage to be able to sit and say, ha, 5 saal ke baad kya ho sakta hai? What can happen? Let's go make it happen. That is Manoja. Beautiful things. When I look back at my life, I've always been blessed by reading Sundarakanda. So I see a lot of similarities. Okay. Hanuman is jumping across the ocean. So many obstacles. So many obstacles, First one, golden mountain has come up from the ocean. Mainaka. Actually not an obstacle. This Mainaka wants to help Hanuman, because jumping across the ocean, please rest, mountain top, please eat some fruits, and then you go. But Hanuman's strength of purpose, he has already promised. He's telling Mainaka, Pratignya cha maya datta nastatavya mihantare. Monkeys are generally easily tempted. They are that kind of species, but not Hanuman. Firmness of resolve, Manojam. So he's telling him, don't worry. I have understood your heart. That is more important. Bhava is more important. You want to honor me? I feel honored already. I will come back and see you. So Sant Tulsidas says, he touched the mountain. Hanuman tehi tharsakar. He touched. And that was a big blessing for Mainaka. Okay, sometimes people will think they are coming to help you. It may be an obstacle. You have to handle them gently. You cannot consider. Hanuman was originally thinking, what is this obstacle? Do I have to break this mountain and go? Then he understood, no, the bhava is different. So he handled Mainaka differently. Okay. Sometimes you get obstacles like Surasa. All the devas are worried, Hanuman is jumping, he's going to go to meet Ravana. Is he strong enough? Is he capable enough? Does he have the mental acuity? Can he handle challenges? So they have called Surasa. You please go, take one very fierce form and tell Hanuman that he has to enter your mouth. Only then. Nobody can cross without entering your mouth, and you are going to eat him. Bol do usko. Let us see what he does. Different kind of obstacle. Hanuman is thinking, he said, the way she has appeared, it looks very fierce, but it seems like her heart is still tender. Why is that? Normally, people who are fiercely opposing, their hearts will not be tender towards me. So he's trying to explain to her, Boss, I'm going for Rama's work. Please let me go. I'll come back. I'll come back and enter your mouth. She's like, no, you have to enter my mouth now. So he has become big. He's like, okay, now you make your mouth as big as you can. He's become 10 yojana, 20 yojana, 30. Surasa is opening her mouth bigger and bigger and bigger. Suddenly he became small, went in and came out. Surasa Devi, she's a goddess. She is so happy. So she offers a blessing to Hanuman. Artha siddhyai harisreshta gaccha saumya yatha sukham. Artha siddhyai harisreshta. May you be successful in your objectives. Artha means wealth. Artha also means objectives. So people who read ritually Sundarakanda, they consider this sloka to bless you with the power to reach your financial goals and the power to reach your life goals. Then he meets Simhika. Simhika is a true demon, true ogre. He has special powers, can catch the shadow and pull, then the original has to come. And this being would eat the prey. That is how it was working. So Hanuman is thinking, the other two obstacles he has handled differently, but this one is not just an obstacle right now for him, but tomorrow when the bridge across the ocean is being built, she is going to come there also. So he has handled her differently. Obstacles are handled in different ways depending on the obstacle. Okay. I'll tell you one example I had from my own life. So here we are. कुछ 12 लोग मिलके we started some company. It is growing. Big challenges now and then, but we have reached a stage where now it is comfortable, getting ready for IPO. IPO is done, everybody happy. All the really old partners are like, boss, I'm going to retire now. They are gone. The younger ones are still continuing. So kya hua? Some big French giant is making inroads into India and into US. Arey, ये तो problem है. You know what is going to happen to our company. So tabi I remembered Surasa. Instead of Simhika, I remembered Surasa. I'm like, maybe this is something we can convert into, maybe that instead of viewing this as a competition that will swallow us, can we view it as somebody testing? Are we really good? And if we are, maybe we will get some blessing. I don't know why I got this thought. ऐसा हो जाता है कभी. Some thought like that came, and our CEO, God bless him, he is such a, he's everything that we want in a boss. Okay, very, ऐसा पढ़ाई करके ही कुछ होता है ऐसा नहीं है. Like Giri has gone to Ahmedabad, all these are big names, but my CEO there is Australian. He had not 12वीं pass किया, बस, doesn't matter. There is something, education of course is important. With education, your probability of success increases. I agree. But sometimes you will get people who have such strength inside and outside. He knew exactly what to say. He knew exactly what to dream about and how to make it happen. His living the future now was how he would explain every time. Some days, some years we will have no money to meet payroll. It's like, no. 5 साल के बाद इतना अच्छा होगा. It gave us great hope. He went and spoke with the French firm. He made them understand our big strengths, how the big foothold we had in India, the great market we had in North America. And guess what? Big purchase. Fantastic cash offer. Those days, abhi to nahi, abhi there are larger deals, but those days, one of the largest IT deals, 1.25 billion. They wrote in cash. All of us are super happy. I was remembering Artha Siddhyai Harisreshta. She has blessed us. So aisa hota hai, when you look at obstacles, please try and look at obstacles in different ways. Okay. Hanuman has crossed the ocean. He has reached Lanka. He's searching and searching and searching and searching. Okay. He's been searching for a long time and he's getting disappointed. I don't know. I grew up in Bombay, okay, very middle class family. So we would play marbles. Goti bolta na hum log. So in that there is a way to measure the distance. You have to measure with 4 fingers. Aisa karke you go forward and then you play your marble. Aisa ek rule hai. So Valmiki Bhagavan is saying, look at this Hanuman. He has searched all over Lanka and he has not found Sita Devi. It is a big disaster for him. Big things have been done. All the monkeys are waiting. Rama is waiting. Sugriva is waiting. So many people are waiting to hear Hanuman is going to be successful. He's holding all that pressure of the target on his able shoulders. Tension. Chaturangula matropi navakasha savidyate. Lanka, not even 4 fingers remain that Hanuman has not searched, but Sita Devi is not found. Hanuman is starting to get depressed. This is different. It's different in Valmiki Ramayanam versus Tulasi Ramayanam. Tulasi Ramayanam, he meets Vibhishana and Vibhishana tells him. It's because Sant Tulasidas has a soft corner for Hanuman. He doesn't want Hanuman to face all the sadness, despair, dejection, Aisa. But Valmiki Bhagavan says he has searched and he is so concerned, not of personal failure, but the impact. If he goes back and tells Rama that Sita is not found, Rama will be heartbroken. Sugriva's promise will not be fulfilled. So many people will face disastrous consequences. Nivedhyamane doshasya doshasya anivedane. He's thinking, because now 2 days later, International Yoga Day is coming, no? So some people draw great inspiration from yoga, But everybody thinks yoga means doing some pose. I do warrior pose. I do tree pose. But that is the 3rd step of an 8-step process. Yoga is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashta means 8, Anga means parts. Okay. The first part is Yama. Second is Niyama. Third is Asana. Okay. And then there is pranayama, then there is pratyaharam, dharanam, dhyanam, samadhi. There is 8 steps. Okay. They talk about some union of the individual with the Parama, Jiva with Parama. Some union is the ultimate goal. They have their own path, very well defined. In that, a beautiful thing is explained in the 2nd stage called Niyama. Niyama means what you choose to do. Aapne bola na abhi. What you choose to do and what you choose not to do. I was reminded of that. You said, no, the choices we make define who we are. So what you choose to do, Yama is things that you will not do. Ahimsa, Satyam. Ahimsa, you will not be violent towards anybody. You will not speak lies. You will be true to your heart. All that is part of Yama. But in Niyama is what you choose to do as against to what you choose not to. In that, the first thing is Saucha. In our Christian faith, we say, cleanliness is next to godliness. That is part of Hindu Sanatana Dharma also, as with most dharmas. The first part is cleanliness. We get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we take a nice shower, we get dressed properly. Acha dikhta hai kya? Saucham. Then you are presentable. Then you can go and have a conversation with Giri. You can have a conversation with Praveen and so on. The second part of Niyama is Santosha. What is Santosha? Santosha is happiness. All of us seem to think, if I get a good boss, I will be happy. If I get a better assignment, I will be happy. If I get a better job, I'll be happy. If my wife was kinder to me, I will be happy. We seem to put it outside, but yoga says Santosha is something you choose to do. It is an act. Hanuman, being a great Yogeshwara, he remembers. He was feeling so depressed that he was almost ready to commit suicide. He was contemplating, maybe I will enter the ocean, at least the ocean beings can see. Then he decides, no. That is not the way to success. The way to success is for me to choose a different thought. Praveenji said, no, sit in a stadium and see. That is what Hanuman did. The moment he felt overpowered by sadness, overpowered by dejection, he said, keep my performing self here. Let me activate my witnessing self. Ye ho raha hai aisa, kya karna chahiye? Why am I feeling like this? Anirveda Shriyo Moolam, Anirveda Param Sukham, Anirvedo Hi Sadatam, Sarvartheshu Pravartaka. Sarvartheshu. If you are able to keep your insides happy, irrespective of what happens outside, not easy. But if you are able to do that, almost guaranteed that all your objectives will be successful. Param Sukham, Shriyo Moolam. Shri means wealth. Shri also means success. Moolam is foundation. Hanuman is telling us, boss, I'm going to continue searching. Doesn't matter. Dhoondte रहेंगे. Why would I go back and tell them not found? Let me continue my search. He's changing himself. What is inside as sadness, as despair, he's changing it to action by doing what you said. Observe yourself. Every now and then, that's a great thing to do, because human beings, we have an amazing power. Okay. Not many people know that power they have. Okay. The mind keeps thinking of something. It's happy, it is sad, it's angry, it's excited, it's disappointed. ऐसा कुछ भी सोचता रहता है मन. But if you are able to disassociate yourself from that and observe it, as human beings, we have this amazing power of choosing a different thought. Hanuman is showing us that. He was so dejected, so disappointed. Arey, sab dekh liya, nahi mil rahi hai. What do I do? Then he's like, no. Let me first change what my mind is thinking. Anirveda Shriyo Moola. Anirveda means keeping yourself cheerful, keeping yourself motivated. Easy to say, some of these things. It is easy to say, easy to lecture. As a fireside chat mein bol sakta hai, but you need some special blessing for it to become true for you. It has to become true for you, whatever these methods are. Hero's life, life river, hero's journey. It has to become true for you. For that, your effort and some special blessing is required. Okay. You don't know. You have to find your own way of activating that. Okay. You may call it good luck. You may call it blessing. You may call it God's grace. You may call it alignment with the universe or the environment. You put whatever words work for you. Okay. But always, just like clapping, do haath lagta hai. Then you make a nice sound. Ho sakta hai ek haath se. You can clap with one hand also. But that sound is not so high. With two hands, it is great. Your own effort and some blessing. That is what people who read Sundarakanda, they believe. And because they believe, it works for them. The power is too high. What you choose to believe really impacts what you do, and in many cases impacts your success. What you choose to believe. Some people believe, I read Sundarakandam every day, I'm going to get some blessing. Malum nahi kyon. And it works for them. If you ask them, they say, you remember Hanuman? He was so disappointed. He was almost committing suicide. Then he remembered. He's like, oh, Sita Devi is a great goddess. See, in our dharma, we are allowed. All this male, female is all Sharir dharma, That superpower, we consider to be beyond all these. So we can pray to that superpower as a goddess, as a god, as a fish, as a lion, as a monkey. Kuch bhi chalta hai. We have freedom. Boss to dekh le. Whatever works for you. Okay. So Hanuman is like, this is a superpower. I will get to see her only if she desires that I should see her. My effort is there. If I don't take effort, if I was staying on the other side, I would not see her. I have come, I have done the effort. Mera kaam ho gaya. Now I need this. So one beautiful mantra. Many people who study Sundarakanda, they chant this every day. Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya. Devyai cha tasyai janakatmajayai. Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilebhyo. Namostu Chandrarka Marudganebhyah. Namostu Ramaya sa Lakshmanaya. I have so far been worshipping Rama and Lakshmana. I also worship this goddess Janaka, Janaka's daughter, Devyai. She is the supreme power. Even Rama and Lakshmana are acting only because of Sita Devi's Shakti. Sita Shakti is empowering everything. Therefore, may she bless me. The moment he said that, immediately he's like, oh, what about that garden, Ashokavana? I have not looked. He's gone in there and there is some sanidhya. There is a concept in our dharma called sanidhya. Sometimes children ask, if God is everywhere, then why do I need a temple or I need a meditation room? If God is in every word, then why is the Quran or the Bible or Ramayana considered scripture? I can just read any book because God is in every word. ऐसा बच्चे लोग पूछते हैं, and it's okay. It is a correct question only. But there is something called sanidhya. What is sanidhya? Whether there is God or not, let some people debate. Let them be successful or not. It's up to them. Assuming that there is some higher power that you believe in and that it is everywhere, the fact that some place is considered a temple, a mosque, a church is because your ability to experience that divinity is greatly enhanced. That is why some places are considered sacred. That is why some scriptures are considered scriptures, others are considered some book here. That is why some words are considered mantra, others are considered regular words. That is why some people are considered mahans. We say Sant Tulsidas, Maharshi Valmiki. And some others are considered okay, acha log hi hai. Okay. Sanidhya. Hanuman is invoking the Sanidhya with this shloka. Immediately he gets to see Sita Devi. That is his objective. He set off on this journey. What was the goal? Target kya tha aapka? Please find Sita Devi. He got it. He got it. Okay. There was a beautiful question somebody asked, do goals remain the same? Does purpose remain the same? Does it change with time in life? Look at Hanuman. He jumped across the ocean. He searched. He found Sita Devi. That's it. Uska ho gaya. Target is accomplished. But then he continues. He's like, let me go and talk to Ravana. Let me convince him of something. He has come back. He's come back and he has told Rama all the things. Mil gaya. This is all the defenses of Lanka. This is the challenge. Beech mein ek ocean hai. Malum nahi kaisa cross karne ka. Maybe I can carry some people, but this huge army has to cross. Sab baat ho gaya udhar. Then, big reward. Kya hua? Sugriva has announced a reward, like bonus, special pay bolta hai na hum log. If you achieve this target, you will get some special monetary recognition, SMR. Sugriva has said, half the kingdom will be given to whichever monkey comes back saying Sita Devi is found, okay? But Hanuman doesn't need it. Usko nahi chahiye. He's already an emperor. His father has got his own kingdom. Okay. But he has not stopped. He's continuing, helping Rama and the army build the bridge across the ocean, participating in the war. He's not just a leader who directs from ivory tower. He also does it. Very difficult. One thing to be strategic and one thing to be operationally efficient. Dono saath mein hoga, then you have much supremely greater chance of success. Hanuman, he can stand on Mahendra mountain and look far. He can actually jump also. He goes and brings the Sanjeevani mountain. He's a life force and participates in grand celebration. What is a grand celebration? Pattabhishekam. Rama, Sita are getting crowned. And then he's also performing his own duties as emperor of Kesari's kingdom. His father is Kesari, His mother is Anjana Devi. Father is an emperor. He's also an emperor. He's taking care of that also. Maybe one way to think of it, okay? Maybe one way to think of it is there is some purpose. Within that, there are goals. The goals will keep changing depending on your circumstance, your life, your portion of your life, your family circumstance. Like Giri said, some boss, if you have to have the strength to exit, then you need some place to go to. Chalo, Vokart se baat karte hain. We'll talk to KG and go there. Goals may change, but one overriding purpose is there. Similar as for Hanuman. One overriding purpose is there. Every goal is a stepping stone in that. That is what we seek. That is the kind of blessing we seek. That whether it is written down on paper, whether only some parts are clear, some parts are still difficult, doesn't matter. Some awareness of that higher purpose makes it easier to redefine your goals and keep going forward. That is one of the big blessings that we seek. This was one of the questions. Many beautiful questions you all asked. That was so nice. Another beautiful question that was asked was, is it sufficient? If I say my goal in life, I need to make some money, boss, and I need to take care of my family. Is that sufficient? Answer is yes. Of course, sufficient. Of course, sufficient. Without money, you cannot do anything. As financial controllers, we know. Paisa nahi to kuch nahi hoga. You have to first get that, So that is there. This question was asked, our family follows one guru. Our guru was asked this question, and I was sitting in that group, so I heard the answer. I'll just share that with you. Just like going into the garden, whatever I have said, you please pick the flower, the fruit, whatever is appealing and connecting with you. There may be some thorns. Thorns rega usko nikal do. Please don't pick the thorns. Okay. So he said, people who don't have eyesight, it's difficult. We God bless them the way they are leading lives. It's a different discussion. रहने दो. But you can lead your life with one eye. हो सकता है. ऐसा कुछ problem ही नहीं है. I have many friends who consider diving into spirituality or religion to be a total waste. They're like, I'm following Nietzsche here. He has found out so many problems. Then ऐसा हो सकता है. Only one material goal is there. That is fine. Or I have other friends who are like, no, I am very spiritual. मेरे को material में सोचने का नहीं है. I just want a spiritual goal. That's it. ऐसा भी होता है. The analogy he gave was like having two eyes versus one eye. With one eye, you can still lead a very successful, comfortable, life, whatever it is. But you have the choice. There is a beauty in the choice, You can choose some material goals and some spiritual goals also. Somehow, I don't know why, somehow it seems to make your life that much more enjoyable, that much more comfortable. If you have a combination, it's like having two eyes. Do aankh hai, you can visualize the depth and all that. And the same thing with constraints, the reverse. Just like we have a choice, we also operate under a lot of constraints. Giri said, no, we don't choose our boss. Similarly, many things, like for example, we don't choose budget constraints. ऊपर से आता है. क्या करें? इतना ही है. You have to do the best with this. But there is great power in constraints. If we didn't have budget constraints, imagine what will happen to our profitability objective. If we didn't have constraints, then some big objective may be lost. We have to know in this constraint, how do we harness that power? Okay. Sometimes the constraint may be really horrible. Like work hard example. You have the choice here to say, itna options hai, let me do this. What do I choose? What do I accept? What do I change? That falls within the broad umbrella of the purposes and the goals you have, whether it's marriage, material or spiritual. Ideally have both. It's like two eyes. Within that, know that you always have a choice. If the constraint has become really tough, then you have a choice. The power to go and make your own path. It may sound difficult, but hey, all of us have that power inside. You just need some way of activating it. Prabhatji was saying, I was very touched when he said, Samskar and the company we keep. Santa Tulsidas says, Binu Sa, very famous Chaupai. He says, your thinking, your values, what you consider to be good, what you consider to be bad, what you consider that you will do, what you consider that you will not do, all that is heavily influenced. You think you are making the choice, it is heavily influenced by the company you keep. You have to be extremely careful. You have to be extremely careful. There is some saying, in the Western world, they say, show me your 5 best friends and I will tell you what kind of life you will have. Aisa bolte hain. In the West, there is some philosophy like that. The 5 people you interact with the most, on a day-to-day basis, that will decide the direction, success, or otherwise of your life. So the company we keep, hmm, here you are blessed. All the people I see in the chats and in the way people are talking about, purpose-driven values, putting the customer first, having bosses who encourage creativity, having people who reward quickly and who provide supportive environment rather than diminisher, multiplier, diminisher. You are lucky to be in that. Same thing holds whether it is material goals, spiritual goals. Everything happens. We call it Bhagyodaya. Bhagya means good luck or good fortune. Udaya means rising. Bhagyodayena Bahujanma Samarjitena Satsangamancha Lavate. You have to be blessed. You can choose, but it needs some blessing also to be able to get the right people around you, because that influences everything. And we have been lucky. Sometimes I just say luck only. I don't know what else to say. We've been lucky. Parents, grandparents, everybody follows one guru called Sri Krishna Premi Maharaj. They call him Premi Kendra Sadguru. That is his picture right there. So whatever I have spoken, whether it is Ramayana, and sometimes I speak on Bhagavatam, it's different from Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes Ramayana, sometimes Bhagavatam, sometimes Bhagavad Gita, sometimes Bhakta Charitra. Whatever we speak about in our satsanga, it is because we have heard Premi Anna say, or because we have heard some discourses, some kirtana is this, like Mirabai has written so many kirtanas. He has also written, because we have heard that. And we have that kind of group. We have a group in Chicago who reads Sundarakanda very much every day. And in Bhagavatam, there is equivalent called Dashamaskanda. We read that every day. We consider it a blessing. As we progress in life, approach 60 and beyond, we realize that people who have this second goal also, some spiritual goal, they find it much easier, much more enjoyable at later parts of life. In the beginning, the blood is hot, Padhai karne ka, you have to go, you have to earn money, all that. After all those are satisfied, this gives you a different level of comfort, different level of blessing. And I feel very happy. So when Giri called and said, was purposeful life based on Sundarakanda, I was like, wow, absolutely, yes, kar lenge. That was really happy. I spoke to you today based on Sundarakanda, but there are many, many sources of inspiration. Many sources. For some people, whatever the scripture, Guru Grantha Sahib will be a great inspiration. You please pick that part, that source which greatly inspires you. Whether it is some scripture, whether it is some path of spirituality. For some people, nature. I went to Taj Rishikesh and that changed my life. Aisa hota hai. So you please pick. Or music. For some people, some music really changes their thinking. Or yoga. Or for some people, it is, I met this guru and from then onwards, my life was transformed. Or for some people, it may be my family. I had this conversation with my wife or my husband or my child or my father, and that totally changed my thinking. Sant Tulsidas says, his wife was called Ratnavali. He went and had a conversation with Ratnavali that changed his life. So you pick the source of inspiration, okay? There's a shloka in Kishkinda Kanda, just before Sundarakanda. Jambavan is asking all the monkeys, how much can you jump? So Gajo, Gavaksho, Gavayar, Sharabo, Gandamadana, Mindascha, Dividascha. Each one is coming and explaining, like we do sometimes in the meeting. Every person has to come. My hotel will do this revenue, this cost, this profit. Aisa ek ek bol raha hai. All of them are great devotees of Rama. So we honor all of them. But we follow Hanuman. He can jump the 100. After he crosses the 100, he says, I don't feel tired at all, yeah. Shatanyam yojananam krameyam subahunyapi kimpunas sagarasyantam sankhyatam shata yojanam. He said, there's only 100 yojanas. I can cover many more, no problem. So we want to follow that kind. So honor all sources of inspiration. Pick whatever is most aligned for you. That is what we heard from our gurus. So I'm telling you that. I'm going to leave you with one last slide here and one action item. So second last slide. We had the uh, we had a very nice vacation once. We went to Switzerland, and there's Mount Pilatus. It's very beautiful, extremely beautiful. And you go up the mountain. The view is fantastic. There are some nice walking paths, and most importantly, there is a very nice hotel. Hotel Pilatus Kulm, they call it. It's very beautiful. They have done a fantastic job on the outside and the inside. You go there, you can stay there also. You can stay in that hotel, you can enjoy. You wake up in the morning, you see all these grand vistas, then breakfast is fantastic. You go for a nice walk. It's a very enjoyable place, okay? And you can go up this Mount Pilatus in many ways. If some people hike, some people take the cable car. We took the cog wheel railway. Take a beach man picture, that one. So the cog wheel railway is beautiful. You can see both sides, and there is a very nice cog wheel. It pulls it up, and then there is a guiding thing on top. Sometimes I feel having a purpose is like that. Okay, whether we have written it down or not is not important, and whether it is fully defined or not is not important. Just having awareness that there is a greater purpose, I feel, gives you two important things. It gives you some empowering support. Just like the cogwheel railway automatically goes towards the top of the mountain. Similarly, that awareness of the purpose gives you some strength, and it gives you some direction. There is some guidance, and there is some great empowerment. Most of you have done your life river. I think 70% of the people in the pool I saw had done their life river. Whenever you can, this is just for you to take, अभी fireside chat किया है तो you should have some gift. This is the gift you can take. Refine. Look at your own life river. Look at your own hero's journey. As Hari said, everybody is their own life's hero. दूसरा तो कोई थोड़ी मेरा life का hero बनने वाला. So you please refine your life river's hero's journey. Reflect, on what parts of your purpose is clear to you. What part needs some more attention? And see if there is any re-engineering required. Are there a few things that you want to change, in your day-to-day, activity, weekly activity? So I will leave you with this, hand it back to Giridhar. Giri, what a pleasure, a big honor and a blessing to be able to speak with you and this August group. Everybody in your group is really accomplished. I'm feeling very happy to have had this opportunity. I'll hand this back to you to do the conclusion.